In today's video, I'll be correcting my crooked steering wheel in the H3 by adjusting the tie rods. This method is great for DIY alignments. Let's get to it. Alright, so when I'm traveling straight down the road, the steering wheel is angled like this. That means I'm gonna push the tie rods this way so that I get the steering wheel nice and straight and it tracks straight down the road. So I just eyeball the steering wheel to straight, and then let's go adjust the tie rods. Put the parking brake on, chuck the wheels, and then on the lower A-arms, we got jack placed on either side. The tires just barely off the ground. So what I'm using is some thick angle iron as my straight edges. Got the center marked out on there, and I'll line up that with the center of the wheel. Clamp them lightly onto the wheel. I'll take a center measurement from the ground to the bottom. Okay. I'll do the same thing on the other side. It looks like this side is pointing out. I'm using this straight edge to inform that statement, so I follow it. And as you can see, using the rear tire for reference, it just looks like this wheel's pointing out. And then back here, kind of the opposite. It looks like this one's pointing in, so that would explain why our steering wheel is crooked, but it drives pretty straight. And what we'll be adjusting is this rod right here. Be using this to make our adjustments to the tie rod length. So this one I'm gonna lengthen, pushing this tie rod out, moving the wheel from this angle to this angle. Same on this side. I'll be drawing this tie rod in and pulling that in. I'm gonna take approximately a quarter turn on each until I start getting closer and closer. A simple way to keep track of how much I'm moving this is by putting a mark on this adjustment rod, and that'll show me each time I do a full rotation, and I'll just remember that that is in line here. Same with the other side. And neither of these are reverse thread, they're both forward thread. And I'll be using two adjustable wrenches, one on this here and one on this here. I did a full turn clockwise, which is pulling this in, and I'll do the same but pushing out on this side, so one full push out. I continue adjusting the tie rods until the angle of the front wheels is visually in line with the rear wheels. Keep in mind the steering wheel in the vehicle should be at the straight or centered position throughout this entire process. I'm correcting the alignment, which brings the wheels to the center of the steering wheel position. With the wheels in line, I can now adjust the toe setting. I'm using a suggestion from online which recommended approximately 1/8 inch toe, meaning the measurement at the front of the vehicle between the straight edges should be approximately 1/8 of an inch less than the measurement towards the center of the vehicle between the straight edges. I'm going to take a measurement between that end on that side and this end on this side, as well as up here to over here. And we want a slight inward point, 1/8 of an inch pinched together. Incrementally, I adjust a quarter turn at a time, pulling both the driver's and passenger tie rods in equally. Finally, the steering wheel is straight, the vehicle drives straight, and the tie rod adjustment has been corrected. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of H3 Humper. Shout out to my support on Patreon. Your contributions are greatly appreciated and helps me provide all this juicy H3 content. And that's all, folks. See you next time.